Hello, welcome to Tell Me a Story. It is the storytelling program in English, created and organized by the National Literacy Agency. Lesson 4, Activity 1. The first activity is picture interpretation. By the end of this activity, you will be able to describe and narrate in detail. As you can see, we have so many pictures. Please note that after this session, we will have all the pictures printed for you and they will be on the site. So you can choose any pictures you like. You are just going to think of the cat, a cat, whatever is on your picture. To help you in your description, maybe the camera would turn this way, please. Thank you very much. Thank you. What would help you describe would be questions like these to help you. What did you do? That is, if it is in the past. If you had something, let me go back to the cat. Maybe you had a cat once, but you don't have it anymore. So I would say, what did you do? But if you still have it, I would say, and what do you do when you see your cat? You see? Another question to help you would be, what did you think? Maybe when you saw the cat for the first time? Or I can ask you, if you still have it, what do you think of having a pet cat? How did you feel? Feelings when your cat passed away, ran away. How do you feel that you still have your cat after so many years? So these are questions to help you describe and describe in detail. And what else would help you go into detail? The senses. When you are describing something, you can talk about something that you can hear, something that you can see or saw, something that you can smell, something that you can taste, something that you can touch. Let's go back to the cat. Do you stroke your cat from head to tail? Or do you do it the wrong way up? So that is, you are touching the fur, you are feeling, you are going to tell us how it feels. And then you can tell us, what do you think? What did you think? How did you feel? This is something, it's emotional. You're going to put in your emotions now. So let me choose a picture so I can give you an example. And I think I want, maybe the camera can turn. Thank you very much. That is lovely. I want to choose this picture. It is the picture of a little girl on a swing. So I'm going to talk of when I was a little girl. So this would be most appropriate. What did you do as a little girl on the swing? When I was young, my mother used to take us to the swings every day. I am telling you what we did. And what did you think? I thought it was the best time of the day because I really enjoyed going to the swings. How did you feel? I felt happy, and every day I was looking forward for the next day because I knew that we were going to the swings. Now, to describe even more and go into detail and interpret my picture, I am going to use the senses. So, when we went to the swings, I could hear so many children shouting, "Mummy, Mummy, I want to go on the slide." There was a very, very high slide. I could hear babies crying. I'm moving on to what I could see. I saw the boats. I saw the sea. I saw a very old tower. You see, the playing field in Slima is very close to the seaside. So that is why I could see the sea. And yes, there is a very old tower. I could see so many children. Some of them were naughty and they were pushing and they were running. I was afraid that a swing would hit them. So there goes a little bit of how I felt. A little bit of fear that somebody could have hurt. Did I smell anything? Yes, I did. There was a man selling candle floss. Oh, it was a heavenly smell. It was such a sweet smell. And it still makes my mouth water. Did it taste good? But yes, it did. It did. Only I couldn't eat it before I washed my hands because the chains on the swing were rusty. So my hands were not clean. I didn't even like the smell of rust. So yes, before I ate and tasted my candy floss, I had to wash my hands. And then I was touching the candy floss. It was all so sticky. What did I think? I thought that the candy floss was so very good. I thought that being at the swings was the best thing that could ever happen. And why did I think that? Because I was very clever at swinging on my own. I didn't need anyone to push me. My feet were going up and down, pushing myself so fast. When the time came, Mum said, "It is 7 o'clock. We have to go home." I did feel a little bit sad, but then again, I was happy because I knew Mum would take me back to the swings the following day. So this was describing and narrating in detail. And how did I manage this? I managed it because these 3 questions helped me. Do or did, think, what did you think, what do you think, and how I felt. And then I used the senses, what I could hear, what I could see. You see, that expanded all my imagination. The smell, the taste, the touch, and the why. I even had to wash my hands because the chains on the swings were rusty and my hands were not clean. How did I feel? The emotional. I also was afraid when children were running. I was afraid that they would be hit. So what do you need to do to have a good description, to have detail? Think of the senses. Think of these questions, and it will help you. Activity 2 is the storytelling by the storyteller. You need to listen well. You need to observe my actions, listen to my voice, see if it's audible, if I am making eye contact, if I am describing the character well. You need to observe everything, because after this session you would be able to evaluate the storyteller's, that's me, the storyteller's performance through appreciative and constructive feedback. The title of this story is The Stone Cutter. This is a Japanese tale. Once upon a time, there was a stone cutter. He worked in a quarry at the foot of a huge mountain. One day, as he was cutting stones into blocks in the hot midday sun, he could feel the heat of the sun on his neck. The stone cutter looked at himself and he said, "I am just a stone cutter. The sun is so strong. How I wish I was the sun." And up above, the goddess of wishes was singing and dancing on a cloud. Stone cutter, chip, chip, chip. The sun in the sky, it shines so bright. Sister cloud gives us rain. Brother wind blows everywhere. Mountain high, mountain big. Stone cutter, chip, chip, chip. And something incredible happened. The stone cutter was the sun. Wow! I'm the sun! I am so important. Without me, nothing lives. And he was shining on the forests, and he was shining on the fields, making the crops, and he was shining on those people who were sunbathing. He was shining on the solar panels on the rooftops when the sunshine was blocked by a cloud. "Oh," said the stone cutter, who was now the sun. "The sun is important, the sun is strong, but the cloud is even stronger. The cloud can stop the sun from shining. How I wish I was a cloud." And up above, there was the goddess of wishes. And what was the goddess of wishes doing? She was on a cloud, singing and dancing. Stone cutter, chip, chip, chip. The sun in the sky, it shines so bright. Sister cloud gives us rain. Brother wind blows everywhere. Mountain high, mountain big. Stone cutter, chip, chip, chip. And something incredible happened. The stone cutter was now a cloud. Wow! I am big. I am cool. I am fluffy and soft. He could see the people drink the water. He was raining on the forests, on the fields. He made rivers, he made streams. When all of a sudden, the cloud was blown away to the faraway sea. The stone cutter was very unhappy. Well, the cloud is important, but the wind is even more and even more stronger. If a cloud can block the sun from shining, the wind can blow the cloud away. How I wish I was the wind. And up above, the goddess of wishes heard the stone cutter as she was singing and as she was dancing. Something incredible happened, and the stone cutter was now the wind. Wow! I'm the wind! I am light! I am fast! I am everywhere! I give air to everyone and everything! I am so important! And he was blowing on the fir trees in the forest. He was blowing the clouds away. He was blowing, and he tried to blow the mountain away. But the mountain was big, the mountain was strong, and he could not blow the mountain. He had to go around the mountain, and that made him very unhappy. And he said, well, if the wind is strong, the mountain is so strong, it is big, it is heavy. Not even the wind can blow the mountain away. It is stronger. How I wish I was the mountain. And up above, the goddess of wishes. The goddess of wishes was on a cloud, singing and dancing. Stone cutter, chip, chip, chip. The sun in the sky, it shines so bright. Sister cloud gives us rain. Brother wind blows everywhere. Mountain high, mountain strong. Stone cutter, chip, chip, chip. Something incredible happened. Now the stone cutter was a big, heavy, invincible mountain. And he was there, huge and solid, just watching the world go round. Trees grew on the mountain. Birds built their nests on the mountain. He was so good. He felt so relaxed, doing nothing, just the world going around. When all of a sudden he heard chip, 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 chip. And the stone cutter, as the mountain looked down, and there he saw so many other stone cutters cutting stone into blocks. One day this mountain will come down. The stone cutters are chipping at the stone. Oh, how I wish I was a stone cutter. And up above, the goddess of wishes was on a cloud, singing and dancing. Stone cutter, chip, chip, chip. The sun and the sky, it shines so bright. Sister clouds gives us rain. Brother wind blows everywhere. Mountain high, mountain big. Stone cutter, chip, chip, chip. And something incredible happened. The stone cutter was back to being a stone cutter. I am so happy to be a stone cutter. I can be in the sun when I eat the crops. The sun is in me and I'm in the sun. I can be in the cloud when it rains and I drink. I am in the cloud and the cloud is in me. I am in the wind and the wind is in me from the air that I breathe. I am in the mountain and the mountain is in me from the minerals that go down to the soil and the crops that I eat. What else do I want? I am happy as I am. So this was the end of the story. It is in a way a funny story because the stone cutter was never happy. He had all these wishes until finally he knew how important it was to be a stone cutter. And the stone cutter could appreciate that the sun was in him and he was in the sun, because for the crops to grow we need the sun. It was important for the clouds because the clouds, they bring rain and we drink, so he felt the closeness. The cloud is in me and I'm in the cloud. The wind that gives us the air to breathe, and the mountain that forms the soil in which crops and trees grow. So everything is so very important. I do hope you observed and you listened well. Oh, I did say that by the time we finish this activity, you will be able to appreciate the storyteller and you will be able to give appreciative feedback. So I'm going to show you this. What was your favorite moment in the story and why? What did you like about the way the story was told? If you were telling the story, what would you change or add to the way it was told? Activity 3 is narrative poem writing. By the end of this activity, you will be able to describe in detail a short moment in the story using the 5 senses. Using the 5 senses, thoughts and feelings. To help you do this, you need a story map. You are going to make your own story map. the stone cutter, the story that I have just told you. This is my story map, and it will help us remember and go through the story. Once upon a time, there was a stone cutter, and he worked as a stone cutter in a quarry at the foot of the mountain. One day, he could feel the sun that was very hot on his neck, and he had a wish. How I wish I was the sun. The goddess of wishes heard him, and he did become the sun. But then there was a cloud, and the cloud blocked the sunshine. He was upset, and he said that the cloud was stronger. But when he was the cloud, he said he felt soft, he felt fluffy, he felt important because he could make rivers. That was very true. And when he was the sun, he felt important too, and he said that without him nothing would live. And that is true too, very true. But then who came? The wind, brother wind. And the wind blew the cloud far away over the sea. And then he had another wish. Because when he wanted to become the wind, he did become the wind. Because the goddess of wishes heard his wish, and he became the wind. But he could not move the mountain, could he? Mountain high, mountain big. And he had to go around the mountain. So he wasn't happy with being the wind, and he wanted to be the mountain. He was there just looking at the world, going round, doing nothing. There were birds, there were trees growing, but one day he could hear, do you remember? Chip, chip, chip. There were other stone cutters. They were cutting stone. And he said, one day they will bring this mountain down. So he thought that the stone cutter was more important, and he wanted to be the stone cutter again. And every time there was the goddess of wishes who heard his wish, and it always came true. This is what you need to do. You're going to draw a frozen moment. It all depends on what the teacher wants you to be. Your frozen moment is the cloud. Your frozen moment is the wind. So you have to ask yourself, what did I hear? What did I see? What did I smell? What did I taste? Very good. So you draw a frozen moment. You talk about the moment to get ideas from your friends. And you're going to write a stanza with 3 words, the next line 4 words, the next line 3 words, and the next one with 4 words, verse. Okay, so that would be write a stanza with a 3-4 verse to make your poem. And then you will appreciate somebody else's work, you talk about the words, ideas, and you share all of this together. I'm going to tell you my frozen moments. I chose this picture of when the sun was very hot and the stone cutter could feel it hurt on his neck. And I chose the moment when he was a cloud. And this is what I came up with. Midday hot sun, burning on my neck. How I wish I was the sun. I am using a lot of feelings. I am feeling in the sense of physical, midday hot sun, physical. Burning on my neck, it's physical. How I wish, it's the feeling. It's the feeling. How I wish I was the sun. And then, of when the stonecutter became the cloud. I am cloud. Big, cool, fluffy, soft. They are descriptive words and they are all the feelings, the how you feel. You feel big, you feel cool. You're telling us how you're feeling as a cloud. And I make rain, long, rivers and lakes. As you can notice, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. It goes like that. You can either read it, just read it. You can either put some music to it and sing it, like, for example, if you know, Twinkle, twinkle, little star. You don't say twinkle, twinkle, little star. You just use the music of Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star and you try and put the words to that music. Or I would suggest if you use rap music like midday hot sun burning on my neck. How I wish I was the sun. I am cloud, big, cool, fluffy, soft. I make rain, long rivers and lakes, lakes, lakes.